Hi. So it's afternoon now. It's probably around 5:30. I came to the hot springs, and when I visit the hot springs lately, I come over to the ancient site. I just feel a calling to come here for some reason. It's the Roman baths, the ancient Roman baths in Hamad Gader, if you want to look it up. Um, I just feel some kind of connection to this place, maybe from past lives. And it's still something new for me to say about past lives, because only in the last year and a half have I really started believing and understanding about past lives after I started having memories of past lives. So that is how it came to be with me. What I really want to talk about, and I feel like a calling to talk about, is about empaths. What is an empath, and understanding yourself. Um, I never even knew that word until my mid 40s, when I started going through myself and sorting through myself and trying to understand. See, I've always been able to feel others' emotions. And I've always been able to go in with them to where they are at. Sometimes I would be avoidant of it because it's getting into the sticky. But most of the time, I would have the emotions, I would feel the emotions. So it's kind of like being a sponge. You can feel others' emotions. You can feel them even as you pass them or you talk to them. You can feel their emotions and what they're going through. Only I couldn't differentiate between my emotions and their emotions. So when I would feel the emotions, I would think that they're mine. And it causes a lot of um, turmoil, inner turmoil. All of a sudden, you're thrown back and forth in your emotions, and your emotions are taking you when you don't understand this, when you don't understand that these are not your emotions. It's like having a superpower ability. It's like having, we all have that ability to some extent to be able to um, feel others' expressions. That's how we communicate between each other. We also communicate with words, but we also communicate through emotion and through the vibration that we're sending out. Um, but when we are very, very highly sensitive, then it would be considered to be an empath. An empath is empathetic and able to um, actually feel the emotions of another, and sometimes even feel the emotions, and they come with pictures, like pictures of scenarios that come to mind. But it's an energetic stamp. It's an energetic field that you can feel. And when I realized that many of these emotions that I was feeling weren't my emotions, it wasn't necessarily something that I was going through. I was able to feel others' emotions. And then you can separate yourself from the other. You can see the other and have the ability and capability of going all the way in with them to where they are at. But you are able to differentiate between your emotion and their emotion. And so in doing this, first of all, you learn control, you learn to separate, and you learn control of your own emotions, because you have to really pay attention to what's yours and what isn't yours. And in this way, you are also able to help another sort through their emotions, where you can go all the way in with them and know exactly where they're at. It's like going in with a microscope, or like being able to go in with tweezers. You can go all the way into that with them to where they are at, and feel the emotion of where they are at. And because it is not your emotion and you are separated from it, you don't get pulled in with them into the turmoil. Rather, you can hold your peace and hold your strength and be there for them, and know exactly where they are and help them come out of it, or help them pull the emotion into a higher vibration by anchoring yourself in your power and being able to go there with them and maneuver them out of where they are at, or at least be with them in there and be able to be solid for them and give them a place to lay their head, or a place to feel like they're supported. So as an empath, it's like a superpower. We have the ability to free mankind. We have the ability to go in and soothe and give perspective and heal others. Um, once we understand this power and we are able to use it uh, in a smart way, or be able to la chose, it's like when we are able to take this power and turn it into light, because every superpower has its darkness and has its light. See, the being an empath is a very powerful tool, and it is given to those who are wise enough or have the potential to be wise enough to know how to use it. Because having this tool, you have power over others. You have the capability of ashpa'a, like to make a difference in others' lives. And if you are not using this, if you are not taking hold of the superpower and using its power and uh, knowing it well and taking advantage of it, and I mean advantage in a good way, not in taking advantage like taking advantage of something, but in order to fully come into your full power, you do have to know what your powers are, and you have to be in control. You have to be the boss at the soul level. Also at the ego level. Once you're at the soul level, you take control of the ego, and the ego is your tool to use. And so once you know what you are, and you realize, and empaths are the ones of us who are super emotional from when we're children. We're always, we're always the best friends. We can always get right in there. And when we are not in control of the superpower, we get moved by it, because we can feel the emotions so strongly that we can get tied up in it. If our friend is going through something, we can get right in there with them and even intensify the negative emotion, or intensify the wrongdoing to them, or intensify their experience in this emotion that they're having. But on the other side, we can also feel uh, um, pure joy and happiness. So we are like sponges, emotional sponges. It's a matter of taking control of it and being able to differentiate between what is mine and what is not mine, and being able to hold myself at a pure and clean vibration that is my vibration, and be able to dive deep, like anchor myself in my core self and dive deep with another into where they are at. And that is the superpower of an empath. So thank you for watching. Oh, let me go ahead and take you through this place if we're already here. So this is one of the Roman baths. I just came through that grand entry. So when I come to visit here, I do. I'll turn it around. I'll take you through part of it. There's a doorway right here, and then it goes in over on that side that goes into like a different little room there. And then this side goes into a room with an ancient bath there. Beautiful. It looks like there was some kind of stove over here because of the stones. They are resurrecting this. This is one of the ancient pools that filled up with water. This water is a little bit rancid. You can see. Look at these. This is just, it's heaven on earth. Look outside. It's just overgrown with, just left wild and overgrown. I love it. So we're going to be walking around through that doorway there at the very end. There is the big baths in there. I'm walking along. And then there is an exit point here. Look at this, all still standing. It's amazing. It's almost 2,000 years old. I was looking it up, it's 1,800 years old. This water that is coming out of the ground, it is super, super hot. You stick your hand in it, and this is an old ancient bath too. But the water here is way too hot to even get in. They're pumping it out. That's a modern pump, and they're pumping it out down to Hamat Gadea. But this water is so hot. It's coming straight out of the ground. You can see it bubbling up. And it's so hot that even if you stick your hand in it, you can stick your hand in it, but you can't hold it there for very long. You see it's bubbling all over. It's just bubbling up. It's like a river. So I am going to, this is Saturday, and I've just been out all day. I went out this morning for a hike, and then I went to the spring. On Saturdays, I don't work. I'm looking for dyes. So I want to check these berries out and see what they look like. Ugh, I don't know. No, they're just kind of black and gross. So I went, and then I went to the Mediterranean with my metal detector. I found 18 shekels. That's it, and two fishing weights. But that's all I found. And then on the way back, I decided to come by the hot springs and wash off the salt water with the sulfur water. and then I'm going to be heading home. So it's probably about 5:30, maybe close to 6. The sun is going down. So I did a little trip over here to the ancient site. There's a opening in the fence. Come on, Lola. Okay, so thank you for watching.